Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here. Today we are looking at Incredible Hulk King Size Annual number 7 from 1978 by Roger Stern and John Byrne, inked by Bob Layton, controversially, I might add. We'll get to that later. So this is what we're looking at today. This is such a great issue of Hulk. So cool. I love it. I recently acquired it for the first time in my life, so I am super happy to be sharing it with you guys. So subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button and let's get right into it. I don't know how I missed the boat on this the first time around. Maybe it was because, oh well, because I was like way too young. But anyway, so even though I became a huge Byrne fan, and this is before Byrne's run on the Hulk. This is like an annual that he did, co-written by he and Roger Stern, his collaborative partner on Captain America for a while. They're great friends. They've worked together before, and Roger Stern's such a classic writer. Like, I loved his Avengers and so many other things by him. Great Marvel writer, friends with Byrne, so it's fun that they teamed up together. Like I mentioned in my little intro, John Byrne did not like Bob Layton's inking on his work because he said that oh gosh, how do I say it? I don't want to say it, but basically sort of made his men look feminine in a way, like his faces. And I wasn't entirely sure what he's talking about, but we'll get into that on the inside. I love Bob Layton's inking. I loved his work over Mark Bright on Iron Man. He has a very clean polish that does remind me of Terry Austin in a lot of ways. He does use a lot of zip. Sometimes it's a little egregious for my taste, but whatever. So let's dissect. I mean, this wasn't my copy. I just got it on eBay. Like I said, I had never owned this before, and I cannot believe it because it is so good for so many reasons. It's the traditional Marvel flavor. It has, cameos from around the Marvel universe with Iceman and Angel from the X-Men. It has this great story that I cannot wait to get into. The classic Hulk logo here. I love the little blurb here, Marvel's green skin TV sensation. So this is like, during the Bill Bixby, Lou Ferrigno TV show popularity. And so obviously they're going to try to cash in on this. And, it's funny because I feel like movies and television have never helped comics. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't think that, were more people buying Hulk because of the TV show? Maybe initially, maybe on sub level, but I'm not entirely sure. I should probably research that. But traditionally speaking, it usually doesn't help too much. Like when an X-Men movie comes out, X-Men sales, you would think would shoot up in the millions, but yeah, no. So, comics continues to be a niche market. Marvel Comics Group, I love all the trade dress on this. I love the King Size Annual. I love, there's no little corner head box, but I guess that's in place of the blurb. So exciting to see Byrne drawing the X-Men in a non-X-Men book, right? Okay, Stan Lee presents The Incredible Hulk. The Bad News Bears go to Japan. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize they jumped the shark so early in that series. But Roger Stern and John Byrne, co-plotters, Stern writer, Byrne penciler, Bob Layton inker, Jim Novak letterer, Janice Cohen colorist, Bob Hall editor, and Jim Shooter editor-in-chief. This is like the pinnacle. This is so great. I love this. I feel like this is right before, I don't know, like at what point would this be? Like, what year did John Byrne start on the X-Men? It was like 79 or 80, correct? I don't know. Anyway, I love this. This is such a like 70s aesthetic. Angel, Warren Worthington, Lang here. Let's face it, this is a very like a cheesy kind of 70s, like, but sexy image of Warren. He's laying there with his iced tea with the lemon on the glass, his pitcher of iced tea. He's got his TV. He's at his, like, mountain retreat or whatever. But I love that Byrne gave him chest hair. I love that he gave him nipples. It's like, I don't know, a lot of comic book, yet no nipples here. I love those hide and go seek nipples. Anyway, but I feel like a lot of shirtless men did not have nipples in comic books historically. I don't know. Anyway, I mean, where are the Hulk nipples? Was it a thing? Like, were you not supposed to draw male nipples? I don't know. Or maybe they just didn't. But, so basically, Warren is with Candy Southern at this, like, retreat that I want to call Worthington Island because it's a rich getaway where you take your woman for some romantic time. Candy Southern, who he has just hooked up with. Iceman wants to come and join him with his girlfriend, Terry. And so he's like, yeah, bring it on. Let's do it. Let's come and have fun at this weekend getaway. But who is there in the bushes to ruin everything? We're going to find out. Oh my God, Doc Samson in his classic outfit. How great is this? This reporter is like doing a report from Gamma Base. They're looking for a cure for the Hulk. And he's like, I commend you for doing like, diplomatic reporting. Usually Gamma Base gets such a bad rap. He's like, no sweat. How bad could it be? Blah. And here comes Hulk bursting out of the wall. It's just so funny. Everybody loves Icy. I used to love Icy's, but I wish I had an Icy bear. But like 3 sips, just like a slush puppy, and all the syrup is gone. You're left with flavorless ice and disappointment and potential enamel tooth damage, enamel damage to your tooth. I mean, some of the faces in here are a little crazy. Like, I don't know, like there's a lot going on there in the shading of the mouth. And there's a specific face which like threw me off completely. I love this too. So the news reporter, to get him out of harm's way, and this looks like such a like classic John Byrne panel here, like him like just swooping the guy up in the air to land on this conveniently placed like truck with the like, those trucks that, I mean, clearly he would be cushioned, I guess. I don't know. Good aim, Doc Samson. He's like, oh my gosh, I overshot it by half a mile and threw the reporter to his death. My bad. It always occurs to me, and I love it too, is that I feel like, the wanton destruction, the basic disregard for safety, all hallmarks of superhero action. Here comes Jim Rhodes to calm him down, soothe the savage beast. I mean, looking at this early work of John Byrne, though, I just love it. Like, you can just see all the good Byrneisms and, like, all the detail he puts into his panels and just, like, how fun his art is. And then, so we're all hanging out by the pool. Iceman's concubine is much more interested in Angel than he is in Iceman. Although I guess they have secret identities and she doesn't know he's Iceman, although we know this is Angel. I don't know. Like, I guess, I mean, I feel like the X-Men were always sort of slippery with their secret identities anyway. I mean, who cares? I mean, they just all live together in a mansion in Westchester anyway. Like, why do they need a secret identity? I mean, it's not like you don't know that's, Storm and Wolverine and Colossus when they go to the local malt shop or whatever, right? So anyway, here comes this guy. I love this guy's disguise now that I'm thinking about it because I know who it is. I love that he has like a jacket with like fringe on it, and I don't know. I see the Zipatone like all over the place. It just feels like sometimes I feel like Bob Layton must have been like I don't know, the child of the family of a Zipatone factory or something. It feels like he had just had endless amounts of Zipatone at his disposal. Often used to my delight. I do love a good Zipatone. I thought this was like a pretty clever use of it. This person half frozen under the ice. That seems like the most appropriate use for Zipatone right there. And then we have it here. I thought it was the High Evolutionary at first. Doesn't it kind of look like it? But it's not. See, that's like such a Byrne hand there. And I love this Angel costume too. I love this era of the X-Men. Oh my God, it's a Sentinel. Very astute Iceman, but it isn't an ordinary Sentinel. Very astute Iceman. I know I already said that, but I missed my cue. What can I tell you? For I am the Master Mold, Sentinel Supreme. Who knew? And what a bitchin' splash page this is. I love this so much. I would love Artist edition, where are you? I would love to see this in black and white. Now this seems like a super cool use of zip, and I just love everything about this page. It has all the Kirby influence you would desire and all the brilliance of a mighty Marvel pinup, right? Okay. Iceman, I love, I don't know. He's kind of defeated. I snagged you by your wings, Warren. I heated you up. Here's what I love sometimes too in comic book. You know, it's like you have 22 pages. I think back in the day it was only like 17 a month. You know, obviously this is an annual, so it's longer, but there's a lot of shorthand going on in comic books. And I feel like one of the tropes in telling devices is having people have access to information that they really shouldn't. Like, Master Mold is like, hey, impressive, Drake, you're actually absorbing the heat out of the very air. Like a super heat pump. Like, how the hell would he know that? Like, I love, that often happens, like, when the characters around the character are explaining the use of the character's powers somehow. I just think that's kind of funny. Fun, imaginative storytelling and panel layout here. I mean, is it any wonder? You know, and this is like 1978, so we'll get to it in a second, but this is, you know, why people love John Byrne. This was exciting. This was dynamic. He was bringing something new to the table, to the field, to the, you know, and very traditional in a sense too. But this panel, this has to be the panel that broke the camel's back. This has to be why Byrne doesn't like the way he inked his face. I mean, he gave him duck lips. Am I wrong? Okay. And I hate to, you know, fuel any negativity like that but I mean, Byrne just has notoriously complained about it for years. And I thought, wow, he was being too hard on him. But then I saw that panel and I was like, I don't know, how do I feel? You know, it's so dicey having someone ink your art. It's never going to look as good as you want it. It's never going to be as good as the artist. Sometimes it's magical. You know, Byrne was fairly critical of Austin's inking too. And although this looks so much like what I feel like we were getting on the X-Men, especially like in the space, with this kind of like zip, maybe not exactly like this, but the BWS, the black with the stars. I do love this so much. I mean, this is such a fun book. I thought this panel, the General Thunderbolt Ross, was hugely misrepresented here. I think he should be terrifying and frightening and scary, and he looks like a docile Willie Lumpkin, unthreatening, unassuming in that panel. Love this panel here. That is so cool. Oh, I also love, like, comic book storytelling tropes. He defeats Angel and he just opens up, like, a panel in his costume. I mean, he's a robot, so he can do that. And then just, like, his own body is basically a prison for the fallen heroes. That is so cool. And then another trope of superhero comic books that I love so much, like Back in the Lair, like they're in these, like, test tube looking things. I live for that kind of thing. I love it so much. And some of the faces here are super wonky, so I do feel like Byrne may have had a slightly legitimate axe to grind. However, I mean, I've seen Byrne inked way worse, and this is fairly gorgeous, if you ask me. The story is so good, too. I don't know, some of the Iceman isn't, like, I'm not living for that on some levels, but, and I do have to say, like, the dingy old, like, newsprint, I do want to see the art, you know, crystal clear and printed as it should be. Alas. I do. I don't know. Sometimes I love, you know, the Hulk's like Mo Howard haircut. It looks perfectly coiffed sometimes. Like he brushed it that way or something. I don't know. But like that. I mean, that looks like a wig right there. I mean, I actually used to work with a woman who totally looks just like this panel right here. I don't think she brushed her hair either. But, ooh, Kirby dots. Oh, and this. I love this. This is like the big reveal of the story. Spoilers, this Master Mold thinks that he's Scott Lang, but he's like, actually Scott Lang's like in prison and you're just like a cheap robot knockoff, so you're kind of meaningless. Dun dun dun, Savage Iceman, land on the law. So I love that. Very cool panel here. This could have easily, and this is how sometimes I mark the passage of time, or the pre-image era, as I like to call art. Because if it were image, this would totally be a splash page, right? As it should be. But that's the thing I love, and I feel like this is the kind of thing that put artists like Byrne on the map. Is like, you're getting money shots, you're getting amazing money shots like this, but they're one of 4 or 6 panels. You know what I mean? It's like, not, but I mean, I'm not mad at the image art kind of evolution. I love big art, I love big panels. Like, this is a great page here. Like, I feel like this, you know, I feel like maybe the image sort of artists were influenced by people like Byrne, and Byrne is definitely setting it up. You know, he's definitely more of the type of artist to do things like panel breaks and, you know, stuff like that. So it's all in the evolution, my friends. But isn't this a fun annual? I mean, the Marvel annuals were just like so great and so classic. Like, I'm especially was in love with like the X-Men annuals. They never disappointed me. And this is just so good too. It's just such a great classic comic book story. And I love how it's like a Hulk annual, but it's arguably more of like an Iceman Angel kind of story. But I love the end too. And I have to say that, no, this may be the panel that broke the camel's back. If I saw that Hulk face, like, I don't even know what's going on there, but that is way horrifying. And totally that waitress I worked with. She was, yeah, you wouldn't like her when she was angry either. Okay, so that is it. That is The Incredible Hulk, King Size Annual number 7. Such a freaking classic. I love this book so much. I'm so glad I finally own it. Even though it looks terrible condition, I still love it. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Another exciting John Byrne thing to add to your collection if you don't have it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button, and I will bring you more later.